and that was the best deal we'd ever done, and it still is the best deal we've ever done. So back in 2019, it was around about August, September time, so the season was sort of coming to an end. We had a customer come in, and he'd been in a few times. We'd sort of looked at a few bikes with him, tried to do him a deal, but he wasn't sure whether he was staying in the motorbike trade or in the, actually keeping a bike himself, whether he was just coming off one completely or not. And he mentioned to us that he might have a few bikes that he wanted to get rid of. At the time, we'd only been set up maybe 3-4 months, so we were sort of looking to buy everything that we had and everything we could get our hands on. We were still trying to fill a shop that effectively would take 100 to 150 bikes, so it was all hands on deck. So he said, I might be interested in selling some. Do you want to come and have a look? So we sort of got a few details, but kept it very basic. We've been out to these quite a few times and ended up coming away with nothing. Even one case going out to see 50 bikes and leaving with only 2. So this guy, he had a few, but he wanted rid of them. So we set up a date with him and went and met him out there. And he took us to this row of garages, and his was the middle one. Not a very big garage, but big enough for what he wanted it for.
Hold on a second. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, why not hit the subscribe button and then the bell icon to get notified of the latest videos and exclusive content from our channel.
So we opened the garage up, and under 3 covers, there's 3 bikes. So he said, look, these are the 3 I'm wanting to get rid of. So let's have a look. So he takes off the first cover, and there's a GSX-R Suzuki 750. It's a K4, which I've owned a K4 before, and this was the same colours. It was the blue and white, the original colours, the more sought after version. And it had 7,000 miles on it. So this was, I've walked more than 7,000 miles in that time. So we had a look around that, and the bike was perfect, absolutely perfect. Not a mark on it. It'd been kept immaculate. So yeah, fine. We had a look at the next one, and the next one was a Yamaha DT125. And now the DT, for anyone who doesn't know, it's an old 2-stroke bike from the 70s. This particular one was a 79. It was a lovely bike. Again, been kept perfect. There was nothing restored on this bike, but it was immaculate. That you could eat your dinner off this bike. The guy just loved it. So yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. We'll I'm happy with that bike. Let's have a look at the last one. So we pull the last one off, get the cover off, and have a look at it. And I'm sort of recognising it a little bit, but not had too many of these. It was the Honda FMX 650. So the 650 FMX is sort of a little bit like the early Transalp, same engine, but it's more in sort of your green laning sort of style bike. They never sold loads. It wasn't a pretty bike as such, but it was okay. Condition wise, again, same as the other 2, absolutely immaculate. So we start having a look, and then he brought all the paperwork with him, which was great. So I'm going through all the paperwork, and the guy's got everything. All 3 of these bikes are one owner from new. He's had them from new. He's stored them. He's loved them. We had all the original service books. We had original brochures for them. Everything you could possibly want. So we start going through it all, and then it comes to the time we need to talk about numbers. So I said, look, I'm interested in all 3. These are the type of bikes we would normally have. They've got everything with them. They're clear on the HPI. We can finance at least two of them. Finance companies tend to sort of shy away from the really old stuff like the 70s DT, but we might find someone who would do that if that was required. So I'm interested in all three. What's the number? He said he wants £5,000. He wants to clear £5,000 for the three bikes. At this point, my jaw hits the ground. £5,000 for these bikes that are easily worth 10,000, easily. Now, I know what I can get for these bikes, and I know how fast I can sell them. I almost got customers for them. So I want to do a deal with this guy. Now, I thought I'd be a little bit cheeky and try my luck. So I offered him 4.5. He said no, it was £5,000. He knew that he had three good bikes and he knew he could sell them to someone else. And I also knew that he could sell them to someone else. So I did the right thing and I snatched his arm off. Paid him there and then, loaded the bikes up, took them back. The first thing we did when we got them back is we got them in the workshop. Just make sure they are exactly what they're supposed to be. Make sure there's no frame damage, nothing hidden, no surprises. Well, that's the last thing we want. Yeah, checked them all out. They all checked out to be perfect. They were as clean on the inside as they were on the outside. So we had a buyer potentially lined up for the Suzuki, a guy we'd dealt with before. He's had a few bikes from us, the family have had a few bikes from us. So we call him up and say, look, you know, we know you're looking for something. We've just taken this in, it's beautiful, it's everything. And the nice thing was we knew what this bike would fetch. We knew realistically it's probably a £4,500 bike. But you know, we wanted to do this guy deal. We wanted to look after him, so we do a little bit of discount, and we do it at 4,000. We've not really had to do anything. We've not even had to advertise the bike. This is the day after I picked them up. So he comes in, absolutely loves it, falls in love. It's everything he's wanted, and it's probably a one of a kind, realistically, because there's just no others out there in this condition with this mileage and this paperwork and this history. So that's it, that's number one gone. Secondly, we think about the other two. What we're going to do with these. So we've got the DT. That one's quite easy. There's a guy we deal with quite regularly, loves his two strokes, anything from the 70s sort of era, your RDs all the way up to the 500s. Again, the DTs, he's got Kawasaki's, he's got a bit of everything. So we make the call to him. He's interested, especially the history behind it, not so much the year or anything like that, because he knows what they are, and even the mechanical side, he can have that repaired. But the fact that this one has not been touched, it's got all the original paperwork, it's one owner, this is really appealing to him. So we get that up for sale and send him the pictures and send him the details. A couple of days later he comes in, loves it, he's riding it up and down the road outside the shop. He is really in love with this bike, and yeah, again, he rips our arm off. He can't wait to own this bike. So he pays us there and then, and he takes it away. We've done nothing. This bike will sit in his collection. There was no point us servicing it or anything like that, because he just won't get used. So he takes that away, and we make 4,000 on it. Bike's probably worth maybe 4.5 retail, but 4,000. He's a good customer of ours. It was a great bike. So that only left the FMX. Now this took slightly longer, and when I say slightly longer, it actually only took 4 days to sell. So we tidied this up, we took some photos, we did a video, we put something on Facebook and gave a bit of information, and this, again, it was a really rare one. It was a 2005 model in black. All the stickers were intact. There was no rust on the spokes, on the wheels. And it had, again, it had everything. It had all the brochures, it had all the books. It was really, really nice bike. So we put that up in the shop. 2,999, so £3,000. Again, we had someone come in, not actually looking for this bike. But we put it against a bike next to one that was much, much newer. And this other bike was lovely, it was really nice, but not as nice as this Honda that was already 14 years old. So we talked to the customer, and he wants a deal, and You know, we sort of say, you know, this is one of a kind, this bike. You know, there is no others out there, and there isn't. So in the end, we negotiate back and forth, and we agree that he's going to pay the £3,000 because that's what it's worth. So that bike goes out. So within the space of a week, we have bought the 3 bikes in for £5,000, and we've sold them out at £11,000. And that was the best deal we'd ever done, and it still is the best deal we've ever done. And if anyone else out there is looking to sell 3 bikes like that, then we'd love to buy them, because that's how we can pay for the shop, and that's how we can carry on doing what we're doing.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, why not hit the subscribe button and then the bell icon to get notified of the latest videos and exclusive content from our channel.
Mm-hmm.